We are in a good state, guys. Week 7. Let's go.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
What's poppin', y'all? It's your man, Club Boy Bales. Welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports. Obviously, it's schedule predictions. Of course, we got a lot of games to go over. There are some games that aren't happening, of course, because a lot of teams got bye this week. Buffalo, Dallas, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Los Angeles Chargers, and Jacksonville Jaguars all have a bye this week. So, 3 less games, but we still got football. That's what matters. So, obviously, I'll be going over each game. I'm kind of used to this by now, so it'll be interesting. Green Bay's got a great record. I'm happy about it. Bucs season started. I'm happy about it. But obviously, we're doing business, and we're going to talk football. So, anyways, starting off with tonight's matchup, Denver Broncos taking on the injury-riddled Cleveland Browns. Boy, Cleveland. They're supposed to be super good, but usually you say, Cleveland's sucking again, but why? Everybody's injured, and yeah, that's a bad thing. Obviously, Cleveland, everybody on their starting offense is like injured, Baker Mayfield included. Denver, on the other hand, they started out 3-0, they lost the next 3. Denver is just looking awful. These are two teams. Denver, is just awful right now. Cleveland is just doing bad because they have nobody right now. So, if I'm being completely honest, this could be a huge pivotal game for each. But I think this is more Cleveland needs this because, I don't know, Denver just straight up sucks. I'll just say it. They're overrated. But I knew that from the start. Cleveland should still win. I feel like they will. I just have that feeling. So I'm taking Cleveland. All right, next up, Washington football team at Green Bay Packers. Washington, their defense is just awful. Even though they did make some plays against Kansas City, it just wasn't enough in the end. And then Green Bay, on the other hand, they still own the Bears, so that's a great thing. But I feel like Washington, their defense now has to face Aaron Rodgers, and it's just going to be too much for them. Even though Washington, on the other hand, is just they can be improving. I don't believe they have enough. So I'm taking the Packers to win this game. Plus, they're at home this is their 3rd home game of the year. So they've been on the road a lot this year. So they obviously they need to be at home. So yeah, good home win right here for Green Bay. Next up, Kansas City at Tennessee. Kansas City, they beat Washington. Now they're going to place Tennessee. Tennessee is obviously now being looked at as a good offense. After losing to the Jets, everyone's like, Tennessee's a bogus team. And now, they get a dominant win against Buffalo. How about that? That puts them in the conversation for a good team. Now they have to play Kansas City. They're hosting them. That's a great competition. Tennessee could totally use another win here. However, Kansas City is just so desperate for wins right now. They got to do whatever they can possible to get the win. However, I'm picking Tennessee because Kansas City does not win in Tennessee. I have done my research. They don't win there. Weirdly enough, I have no idea why. All right, next up, Atlanta and Miami. Miami, it is over. The Tua reign is over. Tua is a bust. We have confirmed that. I had been doing whatever I can to say, give him time, give him time. Nope. He ran out of time. He's done. He's a bust. He just can't do anything. Atlanta, on the other hand, I can't believe they're going to get another win and they're going to be 3-3. Really? Miami is a joke. They need to trade for Deshaun Watson ASAP. Atlanta wins this game. Next up, New York Jets at New England Patriots. Jets, they had a bye week, so we didn't see them, but you know what they're doing? I feel like this is a team that's going to improve over time. However, not against New England, as we saw New England 4 interceptions last time that Zach Wilson threw. It's going to be a really rough day, another rough day for Zach Wilson. New England's defense obviously is one of the best, so of course you got to pick New England. So I'm going to pick New England, especially being at home. All right, next up, Carolina, New York, Giants. Sam Darnold, he struggled, but somehow he came back and made it a tie game, but it just wasn't enough for Minnesota. I mean, it wasn't enough for them because Minnesota just comes down and gets a touchdown to end the game in overtime. So that was kind of a heartbreaking loss for Carolina, but we've seen that too many times. And then you got the New York Giants, who just straight up suck. Carolina, I feel like, needs a good win here. And this should be an easy win for Carolina, so I'm going to take Carolina. New York is just awful. Cincinnati, Baltimore. Cincinnati, big surprise of a team that they were. I'm surprised that are doing so well. They're 4-2. That's a great start for Joe Burrow. How about Baltimore, though? Baltimore is obviously winning right now in the lead for the division because they are just hard to stop. And it's hard to figure out a team that just knows and is on a roll right now. I feel like Baltimore is on a roll right now. That being said, I mean, we all know Baltimore will probably choke in the playoffs at some point because that's how they are. But I'll take Baltimore beating Cincinnati. I feel like Cincinnati obviously is going to lose a lot more games later this season. But as I said, I think Cincinnati definitely is a most improved team, probably, if they figured it out. Next up, Philadelphia Eagles at Las Vegas Raiders. Oh my goodness. Las Vegas destroyed Denver. And that was great. I mean, that was a win they needed. Now they're going to face Philadelphia. I'm not really eyeing on Philadelphia to be good. They almost came back and beat Tampa Bay, but of course the refs, they want to make sure Brady doesn't get a cheat. He wants to make sure he wins against the easy teams. I think Las Vegas, they're doing some good things, and it's surprising, where they're at. So I want to see Las Vegas win some more games. I'm not going to say they aren't because I think Las Vegas can, but they'll tank eventually, but not against Philadelphia. I'm going to take the win against Philadelphia for the Vegas Raiders. Next up, Houston at Los Angeles. I guess there's really nothing to say about this game. I really feel bad for Detroit this year. Being a Detroit fan sucks. For anyone who's a Detroit fan, I'm a Packers fan, of course, but being a Detroit fan is just terrible. Like, I feel bad for them. I just want them to win a game. That sucks. So we're not really going to talk about this one because we all know the Rams are winning this one. So there's nothing I can say. Next up, Houston at Arizona. Another game that we know who's going to win this one easily. Yeah, we're not going to talk about this one. Houston is straight up balls. And Arizona is undefeated still. So yeah, I think we're all going to pick Arizona on that one. Next, Chicago at Tampa Bay. Oh my goodness. Chicago, Packers still own the Bears. Gosh, so exciting. Well, I'll say this. Last time they faced them, it was in Chicago, which was different. But things are a little bit different. I'll say Tampa Bay wins this one because Tampa Bay is just on a roll right now. I still don't see Chicago. Chicago's offense just stinks, okay? Like, they got it. Justin Fields is not ready yet, but I'm going to give him time because I think he's going to be good. You just got to give him time. So I feel like this is going to be a lot of tests for Chicago. Like, I want to see them do some things, but it's going to be tough. With that being said, Tampa Bay should win. I mean, they're not. I don't see them losing at home. Like, that's a team that's offense is just weak. And then Sunday Night Football, Indianapolis Colts take on San Francisco 49ers. Indianapolis is just a terrible team, yet they're just need wins, but they won last week because they played Houston, so they got lucky. San Francisco, on the other hand, I think Trey Lance starts again. I don't know what to say here. It's going to be interesting. Both those two teams, not really sure where to put it here, but I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to pick the 49ers. And finally, Monday Night Football, New Orleans at Seattle. So, New Orleans with Jameis, I think they're just like the luckiest team ever, and Seattle is just it's going to be hard being a Seattle fan with what's going on right now, because this is probably going to be the first time they miss the playoffs. Because if Russell Wilson's out for a while, I don't think Geno Smith can lead them to a victory. Almost they did it. They almost did against Pittsburgh, but it's all right. But unfortunately, I'm going to take the Saints. I feel like it's just going to be. I feel like Saints are very underwhelmingly good and better than most people anticipate, and that's pretty much all she wrote. So anyways, that's that. If you like what you saw, comment below and subscribe, share, and do whatever. And as always, it's your man Club Boy Bales. We'll see you next time. Go Pack.